Hey, what's up there, YouTubers? Edgman's in the job coming to you guys today with another sponsored opening. So today we have the From the Vault Legends box that we're going to be opening on up, and it is brought to you by abugames.com. So down in the links below, you guys are going to find the link to abugames.com as well as this product on their site. So if you actually feel compelled to buy this during any time of watching the video, the link down below will take you straight to that section of the site, and you can actually order the product on up. So, if you guys haven't checked out the last From the Vault product that I opened up, which was Relics, the annotation up above will actually take you to that video so you can watch it, but I'm going to give the same basic description of these boxes and why they are made. So these From the Vault boxes are basically aimed towards collectors and people that have played Magic in the older days, and this is kind of made to be a recollection of the cards and popular themes that occurred long ago. So, for instance, this box is aimed at all of the legendary creatures that were made popular at one point in time or another during Magic the Gathering. So these boxes actually become pretty hard to find after a couple of years because they only have a limited print run, so only so many of these are ever printed, and then afterwards they won't print them again, so they become pretty hard to find, like I said, later on. So taking a look at the box, it has a very nice golden finish to it, very silken smooth feeling as well. On the back, we see all of the 15 cards that we receive in this box, and under the contents it says 15 premium foil cards including 7 new art and an Innistrad preview card. Keep in mind that this was right before Innistrad came out and Mikaeus the Lunarch still wasn't released. An exclusive spin down life counter and a collector's guide, and the collector's guide just kind of gives a brief summary of why the specific legends are each individually included in here, and a kind of a small little story behind them. So, whenever we open this on up, we see From the Vault Legends written here, and a quick little preview at 3 of the cards. We have the Mikaeus the Lunarch, Viscera the Dreadful, and the Rafiq of the Many. And we have a couple of the other ones, the Progenitus, the Kresh, Sharum, Viscera, and I can't remember the guy up top, but his card is in here. But very nice look to it. The box looks really awesome, so we're going to open this on up. So this closes very neatly, and it actually opens up right here. It has a little magnetized clasp, so it stays together, and all the contents just very easily pull out. So we're going to keep this box up here, and as you can see, we have our spin down life counter, 3 of our cards pictured up front, and each one of them are individually packaged in little sealed packs of plastic. And we have our guide here talking about each one of the individual legends. So I'm not going to fold it out and read it or anything like that, but for you guys that buy this, keep in mind that you do receive that as well. Alright, so I'm going to take this off, and we'll take a look at the spin down die first. So we'll get a little bit of focus here. So it looks really cool. Has the legend symbol in the middle here for the 20, and it spins down all the way to 1, so very cool. Alright, so we're going to put that off to the side here, and we're going to open these on up and see the cards that we received. So to save some trouble here, I grabbed some scissors, so we're just going to cut this on open. It made it a lot easier to open them in the last From the Vault box, but I guess they have different ways of packaging and making it difficult for people like me that are recording. I just don't want to damage these cards because they are pretty valuable in a couple of years. So first off, we'll get some focus here again. We have Viscera the Dreadful, so it is a 5/5 for 6, 3 generic, 3 black. Flying and tap, destroy target creature, it can't be regenerated. Very cool card, and this is actually something that I use in my Mimeoplasm deck, just for Necrotic Ooze, and whenever I get this into my grave and I'm able to dredge it, I get the ability to be able to tap and be able to destroy creatures with my Necrotic Ooze, which is actually kind of cool. So I actually do use this card, and I have had one for quite some time, but definitely a really cool card. So we have Viscera. Next we have the Hegemon, Sharuum the Hegemon. So it is a 5/5 for 6 again, so 3 generic, 1 white, 1 blue, 1 black, Esper colors. And it has flying. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you may return target artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. So definitely a really cool and interesting card. And it's kind of forcing you to use a more artifact-based deck. We have Sun Quan, Lord of Wu, so might be pronouncing that wrong, but he is a 4/4 for 6, so 4 generic, 2 blue. Creatures you control have horsemanship. They can't be blocked except by creatures with horsemanship. So it's kind of like it gives them intimidate, but for the most part, other creatures won't be able to block. And I'm not sure if this that ability is still deemed as being able to be used in formats such as EDH or anything like that. I would have to look into it, but if so, and if it's possible to still be able to use horsemanship for your creatures in formats like EDH, that would be kind of cool. Make them unblockable and stuff. Next we have Teferi, Mage of Zhalfir. So he is a 3/4 for 5, so 2 generic, 3 blue. He has flash. Creatures you control that aren't on the battlefield have flash, so you can cast them at any time you could an instant. And each opponent can cast spells only each time he or she could cast the sorcery. So it kind of restricts them to the speed at which they can cast spells, which is actually pretty cool. And is a pretty awesome card to use in EDH again. And next we have Ulamog the Infinite Gyre. So 10/10 for 11. Whenever you cast Ulamog the Infinite Gyre, destroy target permanent. Annihilator 4, whenever this creature attacks, defending player sacrifices 4 permanents, which is pretty cool. He is indestructible, and when Ulamog is put into the grave from anywhere, its owner shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library, so it gives you a nice buffer for mill decks. And at the same time, if you're able to get him out with some kind of easy ways to cheat him out, like Elvish Piper or Quicksilver Amulet, something like that, he is a pretty cool card to have on the battlefield and wreak some havoc. So, very awesome card. Next, let's take a look at this pack. So, again, have my scissors right here so we don't waste any more time. So, open this on up. Try to carefully open it up, might I add. And take a look. Alright, so we have Rafiq of the Many, so 3/3 for 4, 1 generic, 1 green, 1 white, and 1 blue. Exalted, whenever a creature you control attacks alone, that creature gets +1/+1 until the end of the turn. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets double strike until the end of the turn. Very awesome card. Definitely really awesome. We have Crush the Bloodbraided. So he is a 5-cost, 2 generic, 1 black, 1 red, and 1 green. And he is a 3/3. Whenever another creature dies, you may put X amount of +1/+1 counters on Crush the Bloodbraided, where X is that creature's power. Very sick. We have Omnath, Locus of Mana. So he is a 1/1 for 3. Green mana doesn't empty from your mana pool as steps and phases end, so pretty much gives you a cumulative mana that's going to keep on building up every turn. Omnath, Locus of Mana gets +1/+1 for each green mana in your mana pool. Definitely a really cool EDH general to consider. I know of a lot of people that use this as their general and have a lot of fun playing with this guy. We have Una, Queen of the Fae, one of the generals that I happen to use and really like. So 5/5 for 6, 3 generic, and split blue-black ×3. So it has flying, and a ability for X amount of mana and split blue-black, so you can pick whichever one you want to choose to pay for it. And choose a color. A target opponent exiles the top X amount of cards from his or her library. For each card of the chosen color exiled this way, put a 1/1 blue and black fairy rogue creature token with flying onto the battlefield. So it's a really cool way to be able to mill your opponent and at the same time create some jump blockers / creatures that can deal damage. And there are a lot of different combos that work around Una for infinite mana and a lot of other different shenanigans, but it's definitely a really good general and a fun card to play with in casual as well. And now Progenitus. Such an awesome card and really awesome artwork for it as well. So it is a 10/10 and its mana cost is 10 actually. So 2 white, 2 blue, 2 black, 2 red, and 2 green. So making it a pretty difficult card to cast. It has protection from everything, which is one of those funny things that you don't really see cards have that kind of a text on them, just protection from everything. If Progenitus would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal Progenitus and shuffle it into its owner's library instead. So we have another card with the Ulamog based kind of buffer for mill. So if he happens to go to the grave, you are able to get him back into your library. Alright, so now let's take a look at this last stack of cards that we have here with the Mikaeus the Lunarch pictured. So let's take a look here and see. So if I can find a place to cut into this one. This one's a little bit more tightly packed than the last two packs of cards, which is kind of weird. But I guess it's all based on the way the machine packs them, so it's all kind of random, I guess. It might be, for all that I know. I could be wrong. Alright, so let's see. Alright. So first off, we have Mikaeus the Lunarch, which is actually a card in Standard now, in Innistrad. So it is a 0/0 for X amount of mana and 1 white. He enters the battlefield with X amount of +1/+1 counters on it. So however much mana you pay into it, except for the 1 white mana that you pay, he comes onto the battlefield with that amount of power and toughness. And you can tap him to remove a +1/+1 counter and put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control, which is something really cool for a lot of the token decks that are in Standard now. Or you can tap him to put a +1/+1 counter on himself. So very cool card. He is able to build himself up with counters and at the same time remove his counters and give a buff to all of your creatures, which is pretty cool. So, Mikaeus the Lunarch here. Chow Chow, Lord of Wee. This is actually another card, like I said, that I use in the Dredge deck for Mimeoplasm. So he's a 3/3 for 5, 3 generic, 2 black. Tap, target opponent discards 2 cards. Activate this ability only during your turn before attackers are declared. So a really cool card, and like I said before with the Necrotic Ooze, it's a really awesome way to be able to force your opponent to discard cards. And nonetheless, he's a pretty good legendary creature. I'm not entirely sure of how good he is as a general for EDH, but he is definitely a really fun card to play around with. Next, we have Captain Sisay. This is a card that's actually seeing some relatively nice play in EDH, actually. So it is a 2/2 for 4, 2 generic, 1 green, 1 white, legendary creature. Tap, search your library for a legendary card, reveal that card, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your library. So it is giving you a option to search up legendary lands and other legendary creatures that you may be containing in your EDH deck or anything of the sort. And also, like all of the rest of the cards, it's really fun in casual. Next, we have Doran the Siege Tower. So it is a 0/5 for 3, 1 green, 1 black, and 1 white. Kind of said that out of order, though. But each creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So another interesting card from Lorwyn, and It gives you a whole nother way to kind of play the game and base a deck around it. So definitely a really interesting card. And last but definitely not least, Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker. So he is a 2/2 for 5, 2 generic, 3 red, haste, and tap, put a token that's a copy of target non-legendary creature you control onto the battlefield. That token has haste, sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. So another really fun card that I know a lot of people are looking for older formats of competitive play, and just to have some fun with this card. But he's definitely a really cool legend nonetheless. So that about concludes all of the cards that you receive in from the Vault Legends. So we're going to just take a quick look at each one of these individually. And I would definitely recommend this for anybody that is looking to have something that's going to be worth a decent bit of money in a couple of years, and either sell it off or just keep it and have it sit on a shelf looking ever so pretty. And it's also really cool for people that are into EDH and like to experiment with different generals and have some fun building different decks. Overall, this product is good for anybody that has a appreciation for older Magic the Gathering cards and stuff that is a little bit harder to find. The price tag may be a little bit intimidating for some people to actually purchase this, but it's well worth its money if you keep it in its packaging and don't open it in a couple of years. And last but not least, the Viscera. So yeah, that about does it for this From the Vault Legends opening. So thank you again to abugames.com for sponsoring this opening. Like I said before, their link is going to be down below where you guys can actually check them out, as well as the link to this product and a couple of more other links to my Facebook, Twitter, my blog, and just some stuff that you can check out if you have any free time. Remember to like, favorite, and subscribe for more daily Magic the Gathering content and other types of openings. And I will see you guys back tomorrow with more Magic the Gathering content. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a wonderful, fun-filled Magic the Gathering day.